All right, Sagittarius. So I'm Rebecca with Empathic Crow. Excuse me. And I'm focusing on the energy for June 2026. However, if this meets you at another time, it may have a message for you. It is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I know people are probably tired of hearing that phrase, but trust your intuition, trust your intuition and use your discernment. What I am seeing with and private reads are available. I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end if I remember. But they are definitely more clear and accurate because it's focused on your energy and not a general collective of however many people. So Sagittarius, I am seeing, as I was thinking of your reading before I started, a tiger, like a circus tiger. And it's just walking back and forth in the cage. It's not attacking, but it is definitely looking, and it is very intense. It's not growling, it's quiet, 111 on the clock, but taking everything in, but still feeling like a caged tiger. So I don't know if that's resonating with you, but if it is, or you're curious, you can stick around. Let's see where we're going, Sagittarius. Being called to the Namaste cards, that's Tori, Carmine's, and Lerno. I didn't look at the box and I remembered. It's been a while since I've used these cards consistently. Used to use them all the time when I first started Reiki back in the day. We won't say, well, over a decade ago. And so we'll see what's coming out. Now, I don't know what this card is, and they're usually pretty positive, even when they address things that may be difficult. But this woman looks like she is caged in the tree. A blessing woven in time. The present circumstances are guiding you to a sacred space inside you, from where you will see things more clearly. Look through the eye of the soul, and you will find the answer. This card is a blessing. Why am I saying blessing? Is that like a way people may say blessing? I don't know. Blessing. Maybe you say blessing, or somebody in your life says blessing. I'm not sure. That just feels weird coming out of my mouth. But let's get back to this. This card is a blessing woven in time. The time will soon come. So I feel like that's saying to you, you may feel trapped and caged right now, but this is a time when you're being guided to pull back, to be less active, to not necessarily be caged, but allow yourself to pull into a container that gives you a smaller space for you to sort through things rather than being out in the open and having so many things going on. That's how this is feeling. And that being able to narrow the focus can help you to be able to see things more clearly. So that's what this feels like, Sagittarius. Not necessarily like you're being caged or that you're being trapped. This feels like you're being called to pull within, which may feel like a cage if you're used to feeling a freedom, because maybe this doesn't feel like freedom to have to go into that more introspective state. I'm hoping that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting from this. So we will lay this here. So Sagittarius, where are we going to move forward? Okay. I looked down, there's this card, and I keep hearing mother wound. So we're going to look at this and see what it means. So that was on the top of and we got a rainbow right underneath it. That was on the top of the deck when I set it down after pulling this card. Blessing from the Divine Mother. A previously closed door now opens. This is a blessed and fortunate time for you, but be mindful, humble, and grounded. Feel your connection to the earth. Feel her energy and love in your heart, and know that you are eternally blessed by the Divine Mother. So I don't know if you have a mother wound or you're a mother who's feeling wounded. However it resonates for you, if it resonates for you, it may even be, as I'm looking at this shell right here, which looks very similar to the Shiva shell. Oh. my Archangel's necklace is wanting to get in front of it. The Shiva shell that I have on my necklace. And there is an angelic connection here with a star in the heart within it. But this could even be mothering yourself, allowing yourself to nurture yourself. And that's part of this pulling back to be able to look at things and see what it is that you need. So, not sure if that's going to resonate with everyone, but it's definitely something that was coming through, and I could not ignore it because I kept having my eyes drawn back to it and hearing mother wound, mother wound, mother wound. With this rainbow card, it is feeling important, but I feel like I'm supposed to come back to that later, so we're going to focus on some other cards. So Sagittarius, I was feeling called to the Inspired Neon Tarot, so we are going to go there to start, and I'm going to try to shuffle. Thumb's hurting a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. I'm hearing 3 times. 333, that's what I heard. 333. I am not doing it 9 times, but I heard the number 333. All right, so we just had the cards, possibly because I was not fully paying attention, come out. What we're going to do is these cards right here that just dropped onto my leg. We'll put those back in the deck. Losing my voice a little bit, and we're going to take the one that fell on the floor. The Nine of Pentacles. Now, this lady in the Neon Tarot and the Nine of Pentacles, she's standing in the garden that, you know, she's planted the seeds, and the seeds, the pentacles, they're already blooming is the word coming. Wait, did I say blessing? And that made me think of blossom, but I don't think I said it out loud because I was confused on why I said blessing. So like, whether it's fruit, flowers, or whatever, the pentacles are already blossoming. But at the same time, like if you can see her face, I know my lighting's not the best. It may be contentment, but it's really looking in this reading for me. Oh, I didn't cover the chest, but you probably couldn't see it in my lighting anyway. Instead of it just being like she's comfortable and okay, I've built this and I can rest, this feels like it doesn't feel content. Like her face looks like she's discontented. There we go. So even though she's built this wealth, it's like it's not necessarily that it's not enough. It just didn't bring the joy and contentment that she expected. Tell me more about this. Or let's find more about this. All right. We have the World jumping out. And again, let me see if I need to cover her up. No, she's got a bra on. Thank goodness. With this World card, it could be that she's just relaxing to the side and not having a care in the world. But this face and this reading for me looks like she's kind of just like, okay, I'm visible, I'm seen, I'm out in the world, I'm doing things, but I'm here. It's not like there was a reading, and I already referenced it. I don't remember whose reading it was. Somebody got the World. I don't remember who it was, but from the Lightseers Tarot. But that reading a while back, I can't even tell you when it was, maybe last year, was Hello World, I'm here. And that's not the way this World card feels. It feels more like, okay, yeah, I got the Nine of Pentacles and I put the work in. I did it, but like if words were emotions, it's just kind of like the meh. It's not contentment. Like the Six of Wands is on the bottom of the deck, and it's like, okay, so I came in and I conquered something, but is it a victory? Is it a victory? Or are you looking into this fishbowl and trying to decide, I heard what's real, but is it really what you want? What do you want, Sagittarius? What do you want? That's what I'm hearing. What do you want? Eight of Cups. You may be leaving some things behind. The Seven of Pentacles. You may feel like you're considering, or I heard back at square one, but Seven of Pentacles is not back at square one, but there's other seeds that you may want or need to plant. Because maybe the Nine of Pentacles, it blossomed, but it's not what you really wanted. That's how this feels, Sagittarius. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But it just feels like this is not what I want. Like that Queen of Wands energy, it's in reverse. It feels like you, not even a loss of confidence, it's a loss of passion. And I know my light is horrible. Please excuse me. But it feels like it's a loss of passion. Maybe you were passionate about growing those seeds for the Nine of Pentacles in the beginning, but now, and maybe because you were almost at the target or you felt like you had reached the target, but something about it, you're not feeling it anymore. I was trying to decide if we took the next card off the bottom of the deck, but I don't want to keep pulling off the bottom of the deck unless it really feels like we should. Sagittarius, where are we going with this? Let's go to this Love Oracle. I got it off of Amazon. I think it's independent creator. I'm not sure, but all right, spirits. For Sagittarius, what's going on with this emotional state? Goodness gracious. All right, let's see what we've got here. Trying to do a little bit shorter readings, but I don't know. Broken, shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. So whatever led to that Nine of Pentacles, it really wasn't what you wanted. And it was 11:29 when I looked up, and 11, and then 2 and 9 is 11. So 11:11 basically. You felt like it was your 11:11, but we just had 11 and 29, which isn't really actual 11:11. And so I feel like maybe that's the thing. Like it didn't feel like that Make-A-Wish moment. When it's 11:11, I don't know if other people do this, but I'm like, oh, make a wish. Not all the time, but a lot of times. That's just what came to my head. But anyway, that Nine of Pentacles it feels like it didn't give you that feeling of, I'm hearing success or completion. It wasn't what you wanted. 12:11 when I looked up. Running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. Whether that's you or a situation, a person, whatever it is for you, you may feel like I got up here and I got to this place, but it wasn't like that. You're feeling left alone, and it created sorrow, loss, grief, and depression. And whether that's related to what I was hearing with the mother wound and or feeling trapped, feeling caged. And like I said, Spirit's saying it's a cage inside your mind. It's how you're looking at it, but it still hurts. It still is difficult to deal with. Who got this card earlier? I can't remember if it was Leo or Pisces or Aries. They're starting to run together. Oh, I didn't even see. I was holding it up in the camera and I was talking about how the trees look like, the outline of the trees against the sky looks like birds. And I said crows. And then if you look, and I know my camera, there are crows or birds, however you want to look at it, in the middle. So it's like feeling separated from herd, tribe, or from others in general. Silence, frozen, no words, stonewall. So getting to where you thought you wanted to be wasn't how you wanted to get there. And it also didn't lead to the outcomes that you wanted it to. And in some cases, it feels like it led to situations that you definitely didn't want or didn't realize would be affected. Sagittarius, this is feeling really heavy. So not that I want to minimize. Ooh, I'm starting to feel really dizzy in my ears. I just feel this pressure. Like it just feels like the emotion is so overwhelming. And 14:14 on the clock, that's that caged feeling, that trapped feeling. Like, what do I do now? I don't know where to go because I already did the thing. And yeah, I could start planting more seeds, but where do I even go? What do I even look at? Because that passion, that drive, that feeling of, well, confidence. I know I said it maybe not a lot, but maybe I lost. It feels like it's just not there. It feels like I want to cry, Sagittarius. It feels like I want to cry. So if this is for you, hang in there. I know Sagittarius has been at least one other reading. I don't remember if it was last year, beginning of this year, or whatever, where I told you we're going to look at this and we're going to walk through and see, you know, how do we move forward? If you're in this energy, how do we move forward? I'm going to take a deep breath. And if you feel called to take one with me, you can. So let's just do that real quick. And as I paused for a moment, I heard the crows outside. They're always out there. They crow, especially when they see me. Yes, it's true. But let's see, Sagittarius, where are we going for you next? All right, Intuitive Whispers. That's the Intuitive Whispers Oracle Maud Hurst. I'm hearing shuffle 2 times, so we will do that. So a dog barking, but it doesn't sound like it's alerting. It's just kind of like calling out. And I don't always talk about the dog calling out, but that kind of feels like, again, not alerting. It's like just a, like, hi, I'm here. I'm not saying the dog is necessarily implying that right now, but that's how it feels. All right, Spirit, how do we move forward? How does Sagittarius move forward from this space, from this energy, these thought patterns, situation? 37. Who got this? Maybe Cancer? The magic, 34, which breaks down to a 7. Interesting, I said 37. So 37, 3, 7, or 10 may be something that hits for you. I don't know. 34, which breaks down to a 7. The magic of nothingness. So Spirit, especially when I'm looking at this card with all this violet, this is reconnecting. And with that light, I feel like, and I've said this in, I think, almost every reading this time around and other readings before, it's a reconnection to you. It's really looking at what do you really want? Because it's really hard to build something that you feel connected to, that you feel passionate about, that is bringing you that confidence and joy if you don't really know what you want. And it's hard to figure out how to navigate situations if we don't take time, like we talked about with even the first card. And I think also this blessing from the Divine Mother, it's really hard to figure out how to move forward when you've got so much noise. This is you being able to take time to just sit in a quiet space and reflect. That can be hard to do sometimes. It can feel, the birds are freaking out there. Yeah, on the bottom of the deck, intuitive journaling. That was something I was going to recommend. 25, which also breaks down to a 7, just like the magic of nothingness. So again, Spirit's calling you to reconnect. And that ball of light around her, it's like her own personal bubble. That looks like a bubble, if you can see it. And then I talked about at the very beginning feeling like it was a cage, but it wasn't. It was a container to try to help narrow the focus down. And it feels like that's a big theme right now, Sagittarius, for you. So the 2 cards that came out, let's look at those. 19, which breaks down to a 10 or a 1. Move your body to move your emotion. Got a lot of red in this card and a bit of orange too. So grounding yourself, being able to feel and even focus on feeling that you have a sturdy foundation, that you have that stability, that orange sacral, being able to focus on what lights you up. What is your passion? What is your creativity? What makes you feel like relationships are solid, or that there's a connection in them, an intimacy, a connection, whatever it is for you. And especially, again, we've got this circular image, and so she's dancing and she is within the bubble. So even if you're dancing around, it's holding space for yourself. Reconnection with you really is what's coming through to me. And the movement can be anything. The movement can even be, like I said, that tiger in the beginning was in the cage, but it was walking. So the movement can be whatever you want it to be. It can even be not movement of your body, but movement of our body, somatic exercises do help move emotions, but it could even be calling you to just move forward, whatever that means to you. I say, as I find another 7 card, 43, which breaks down to a 7, and has all the violet and indigo of the first card. Let your ship sail. So whether that's letting go of the things that you feel are no longer serving you, or that they just may not be the same, or aren't what you thought they were in the first place, figuring out what floats your boat, what is it that you want, and letting your ship sail, not holding yourself in that cage for too long, but allowing yourself to consider, what do I need, what do I want, and where do I go from here? The rainbow card. All right, Sagittarius, this is the last card that we are going to pull. You are the blessing. You are a blessed soul and a blessing to this world and others. In giving, you also receive, for life is an ebb and flow of love and blessings. We are all of a single essence and one in spirit. To give is to bless both yourself and others. We talked about, when I mentioned that mother wound earlier, and even with the woven in time, being able to focus on yourself. I think I've said that throughout this, but it's also being able to figure out what it is that you do that brings you joy, so that that connection with others, whatever it is for you, is that giving and receiving, that you don't feel like you're just giving, and you also don't feel like you are the one who is just taking, that it's a natural flow. And if it's not, it's time to look at it and evaluate, is it for you? Or to communicate and see, what are the things? And when you feel like there's silence and things like that, you can't. So maybe you move forward, but figure out, what are the things that are going to be helpful if you want to 22:11 on the clock navigate this, or is it even worth navigating? Or what is it that you really need or want? Because for any of us, it's going to be really hard to communicate with others, or to even figure out if there is a repair or anything like that, if we don't know what it is that we even want to say or bring to the table or whatever. This situation, I feel like that 7 of Pentacles from the 9 of Pentacles isn't necessarily saying you're starting over. I feel like it's saying that you don't have to see it as, I accomplished something and it's done. It's that if it's not bringing me joy, I can always do something else. All right, Sagittarius, I know that was pretty heavy. I hope it was helpful. Please take care of yourself. Personal reads are available. I have video conference and recorded readings that are available. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me and ask. And I appreciate the likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. It helps to get the message out there to more people who it may help or resonate with. And also, I just really appreciate it. And any comments, even the emojis, they definitely light me up. Not that you have a responsibility for making me happy, but I just appreciate you. So take care, and I will see you again in another read, or a personal read, or next month. Take care, Sagittarius.